Okay, and we're back. And this time we are going to go through Simon's Adolescence. So, let's do that. Welcome to Adolescence. He was a bold man that first eat an oyster. Jonathan Swift. 1667, 1745. Polite Conversation, Dialogue 1. Alright. And as you see here, we have some new things on the sides. Let's see, this one being this one's high school experiences, I believe. And since Simon is only 13 right now, he's not in high school yet. That one's high school experiences. Oops, didn't mean to click on it again. I believe this one's, yeah, this one is dating experiences. Let's meet someone. Where would you like to meet this person? At school? Who would you like to meet? There's Cindy, the girl we played doctor with. Almost. You know what? I'm gonna choose Henrietta. You have chosen to meet with Henrietta. Her characteristics may be described as follows. She is very trustworthy. She is moderately gentle. She is not very calm. She is moderately happy. She is moderately confident. She is very attractive. You met Henrietta in the cafeteria. You chose that what you believed to be an appropriate time and place to ask for a date. You ask for a date and Henrietta accepts. Alright, so let's go on a date with Henrietta. You're getting ready for a big date with Henrietta. How nervous are you about it? Not nervous at all. We're gonna be a good guy this time around. As you run your hands across your face while washing, you notice a sensitive bump right in the center of your forehead, a big red pimple. Now let's leave it alone. You know, we don't. I mean, it might start bleeding all over the place. It's really bothering you, and it looks like it's coming to a head. Let's leave it alone. Let's leave it alone. I mean, Henrietta, if she's worth it, she'll understand. Good idea! Everyone knows you can't squeeze a pimple carefully, especially right before a big date. You save yourself the trouble of creating a large red welt on your face and feeling self-conscious for your whole date. You have a good time. See? See? Let's go on another date with Henrietta. You and Henrietta have just had a nice romantic date. You have treated her well all evening. Movies, a bite to eat, the works. We're 13. Now you're feeling very romantic, and for some strange reason, Henrietta only wants to engage in idle chit-chat. Every time you try to kiss her, she turns her face away and says, "Let's just talk." How do you feel? Let's feel like chatting as well. Fine, Henrietta says, "Then please stop chit-chatting with your hand on my leg." We're like 13, dude. What the heck? No one is home except you and Henrietta. You are necking with her locked in a passionate horizontal embrace on the couch. Suddenly you hear a faint click. Someone's coming in. Let's jump up quickly. Your hair looks like it is arranged with an electric mixer proceeding outward from your head at a seemingly impossible angle. Also, you accidentally tucked your shirt into your sock. Wait, what? How does that work? How the heck does that work? How do you tuck your shirt into your sock? It turns out the noise is coming from outside. You go back to what you were doing, but first fix your hair. How was my shirt tucked into my sock? You and Henrietta have spent the evening watching television upstairs in your room. It's a quiet night, and the two of you snuggle into each other's arms and begin to nap. We're 13! You are disturbed from your peaceful sleep by the sound of birds chirping outside the window. You open your eyes and realize you have fallen asleep for 6 hours. It's 4:37 a.m. Henrietta's father will have a fit if he ever caught you bringing his daughter home this late, especially when you're 13. What will you do? Let's be an adult about this. Let's go over to Henrietta's house and face the music. You're ready for a bit of lecturing, but instead you get an entire study-at-home combination course on ethics, morals, responsibility, and the importance to your life of maintaining the purity and integrity of his daughter. When he is finished, you wish him a good morning, go home, and cook yourself breakfast. What a night! Oh, what a night! Late December back in '63. Okay, I'm gonna stop. On another day when while having a sody pop at Henrietta's house, the phone rings. She picks it up and looks around the room nervously. She walks out of the room with the phone, and you think you can hear her say, "I told you not to call me at home." She puts the phone back down and proceeds as if the phone never even rang. You casually ask her who it was. Her voice cracks as she says, "No one." Her eyes dart around the room. How do you feel about this? Confused. Let's be confused. Will you keep pressing her for information until she finally tells you who's calling? No, let's give her a break. She never mentions it again. It's probably I don't know. I trust her. She's very trustworthy. Just when things have really begun to take off with you and Henrietta, an old girlfriend calls up and begs to speak with you or see you just one more time. How do I have an old girlfriend? I don't have an old girlfriend. Tell her firmly that it's over. Why tempt yourself with something that is certain to open up a closet full of old skeletons? That's scary. You have made a healthy separation and no longer wish to be involved with your ex. Seeing her would only reinforce the fact that you still need each other, in which case she might never stop calling on you for help, favors, etc. Okay, before we go on another date with her, let's... this one is jobs. This is the jobs feature. You are too young to take on the responsibilities of a job just yet. Concentrate on your schoolwork, because we're still 13 and a half. And this one is... I don't know exactly what it is, what it's called. I kind of refer to it as the adventure vignette. Yeah. You basically, you can either keep going, or quit at any time, I'm pretty sure. But there's a girls' pajama party at Pamela Gordon's house tonight. You and your friends plan an undercover pajama party bash. Let's not do that. Let's not be a bunch of perverts. Come on, dude. It's girl time. Even though your mother knows that you are currently dating someone, she candidly asks you if you would ever consider dating her friend's daughter, Gina. What do you think of this suggestion? Tell her that you appreciate that she's looking out for you, but no thanks. There we go. A very sensitive response. Are you always like this? Yes. I'm a very good soul. Well, you must be very healthy. I mean, that's how I would respond in real life. Like, hey, Mom, I'm already spoken for. There's a new guy in school. His name is Chet Clark. Chet Desmond. Chet, you betcha. He's built like a linebacker and has handsome, rugged good looks. 2 weeks after he arrives at school, he has made every major sports team. A friend informs you that yesterday Chet asked Henrietta for a date. How do you feel about this? Yeah, it's no big deal. I guess you figured that if Henrietta is going to fool around, that's her problem. So it turns out she remains faithful to you. You must be a very confident person. Nope, not at all. Go on date. Henrietta has spent the afternoon with her parents, visiting friends of the family. When you see Henrietta, she can't stop talking about John, her son. Their son. Like, Henrietta has a son? John, their son. When Henrietta and John were younger, everyone joked about how nice it would be if they got married when they got older. Isn't that cute? Anyway, Henrietta goes on to tell you that John grew up to be an absolute hunk with the cutest set of dimples on his cheeks. After she finishes her detailed description, she squeals, "He looked just like one of those calendar models! I could have died!" How do you feel about all this? Fine, no problem. It's like when your lady has a crush on Mark Wahlberg or something. Then you wouldn't mind if good old John went ahead and took Henrietta to dinner one night just as friends, would you? Just as friends? I wouldn't mind. That's so nice of you. Henrietta just made a date with him this Saturday. And just as friends. Henrietta is late for your date and you are forced to sit in the living room and converse with her somewhat nosy parents. Her father looks you squarely in the eye and asks you, "Son, I'd really like to know what your plans are for my daughter." What would you be inclined to say about this? Well, I'm 14, so naturally, I would say I'm going to marry her. But who knows? It might happen. I don't know. My plans are... If we were doing Bad Simon this time around, that one would be chosen in an instant. There we go. That's the that's the one to choose. For now, I plan on developing a friendship with your daughter. It's a little too early for us to look very far into the future. There you go. That's a nice, responsible BS one to choose. What an answer! I'm sure you think it's worth copying down to use in real life. Naturally, Henrietta's father is impressed. He also sees your response as a kind of challenge. You may be so terrific. His daughter might begin to like you more than him. This serves you up another loaded question. So where do you see yourself in 10 years from now, young man? Don't worry, after this there are about 1,000 more. You're on your own. Okay. Can't do anything else with Henrietta right now. What? We're with Henrietta! What the heck? What, Henrietta? What? What happened with Henrietta? Henrietta, come back! We were already with Henrietta, dude. Let's go steady. Okay, okay, we're steady now. We've gone steady. Okay, that's what the problem was. I hadn't gone steady with her. How do I only have 11 bucks? There. Okay. Okay, nothing we can do right now anymore. But we are with Henrietta, and we are almost 14. Let's see what experience here, what adventure here. Your friends decide to eat a large meal at dinner and sneak out of paying. No, let's not do that. We're a nice boy. Let's do the regular vignettes here. Tonight is Halloween. Some of your more fun-loving friends are going door to door. Some of your more mischievous friends are going out to play pranks. You must decide on which group you would like to join. Let's do fun-loving. Go door to door. You can. Let's collect money for charity. You did a great job. You've collected $17. Do you turn it into charity? Dog, what are you doing? My dog's being weird. Trustworthiness increases. You are charitable and honest. Yep, we are good Simon this time around. It feels good to be good Simon. Are we 14 now? Yep, 14. You are in one of your ultra cool moods. While cruising through the house, you bump your foot on a piece of furniture. You let a swear word sneak out. Your mother calls you from in the other room. She says, "Did you say what I thought you said?" So be truthful. Tell her what you did and apologize. I apologize. Wisely, you drop the cool act. It's important to be cool, but when Mom has her temper up, she can put you on ice permanently. Intellectual sphere increases sharply. Okay. What are you doing, dog? Okay, sorry about that. There goes Andrea Weiner. Jeremy has said that she likes guys who are rough and tough. She's looking over you and smiling. I'm uninterested because I've already got a lady. Smile back and tend to your business. I guess this girl doesn't strike your fancy right now. Since she did show some interest in you, it was admirable of you not to try to take advantage of her. Thoughtfulness increases. You still with Henrietta? Yes, we're still with Henrietta. Oh, boy. Let's see what we can do. Okay, nothing we can do right now. It's high school. All right, high school experience. Let's do that. The local police are called in to search the lockers for illegal substances. Have you stashed anything in there besides your now fossilized gym socks that you don't want anyone to find? Nope. The only things they find are 2 pieces of dried out pizza from the cafeteria. At first, they think the pizza is a product of some sort of satanic ritual. After they have it analyzed, they send the Board of Health to inspect the kitchen. That's fun. Mr. Horace, a social studies teacher in your school, has a funny habit of twitching one eye when he speaks. You are always sure to get a laugh out of your friends whenever you imitate this twitch for them. One day in class, Mr. Horace is interrupted by someone wishing to give him a message. He walks over to the door. A friend starts asking you, "Do Horace, will you?" "Not now. Mr. Horace is right there." It's nice of you to give Mr. Horace a break. He is aware of how everyone makes fun at him, and even though he doesn't show it, he is very sensitive about it. Your biology teacher is breezing through the miraculous inner workings of the common cockroach, Blebberus cranifer. It is enough to... That sounds like somebody wanted to name their daughter Jennifer, but they wanted to be more creative, so they called her Cranifer. It is enough to make you lose your lunch. You can't understand a word he is saying, but everyone else seems to be nodding and following along. What will you do? Let's ask for clarification. Your teacher is impressed by the fact you thought enough of the subject matter to ask him to explain it so that you fully understand it. His explanation makes it almost barely understandable, but at least that's enough to get you through the next quiz. He even gives you a few live souvenirs to take home and study on your own. What will you do with the souvenirs? Put them in Mary Jane's lunch bag. Set them free in their native habitat, the school cafeteria. Take them home and study them. It's being brown nose! Mrs. Cromwell, the music teacher, has volunteered you to sing the Star-Spangled Banner at assembly. Let's do it! You have the confidence necessary to withstand this experience. As a matter of fact, you don't sound half bad. Why, thanks. Fun fact, I actually played the lead role of the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, in a production of Beauty and the Beast. I probably just said that twice. But yeah, just a few months ago, actually. The whole class takes a job, ability, and interest test. Would you like to hear your results? Yes. Your highest area of aptitude is in floral design. Well, might as well call me Harold Smith. Let's not. Sorry, keeping it wholesome, boys. You've forgotten your locker combination. Look for the school custodian. You search the nooks and crannies for Mex, the school custodian. You finally locate him in a cranny. He mutters that opening lockers for forgetful students is not on his job description, but helps you anyway. So I was just scratching my neck, and I scratched a bug bite that I've got. So it incapacitated me for a second. I didn't have a stroke. You have been given detention after school for a disturbance you had absolutely no part in. Mr. Black comes in and asks for volunteers to help him wash his car as an alternative to detention. Let's do that. Let's help him out. After you are outside, you are handed a sponge and told to get to work. Let's work fast and finish as quickly as possible. But what? Neither one of those sound good. What the heck? I feel like this one's better because it doesn't say lousy job. You sold out, but I guess you made the best of an unpleasant situation. You have been studying all night for a chemistry test. There's one formula you absolutely cannot learn. About 2 a.m., you begin to see how easy it would be to write the formula on your hand and cheat from it. Will you... Let's keep trying. We're a good boy this time around. The more you try, the more you are frustrated. At 4 a.m., you finally doze off to sleep. The next day, when you sit down to take the test, you find out that the formula you couldn't learn was not included on the test. Your grade for the test is A. Actually, the typo says, you grade for the test is A. You have committed the most serious of all possible crimes in gym class. You have forgotten your gym shorts. Mr. Black, the ex-Marine drill sergeant, will use this as an excuse to have you drop a new 50. Freddy always has an extra pair of gym shorts and is about your size. Yeah, let's borrow Freddy's shorts. Freddy hands you his extra pair of gym shorts. They are crinkled up so badly that the school name and logo are unreadable. They are also completely stiff. The inside band that used to be white is now dark gray. You can... Let's go ahead and wear them. I'd rather not take my chances with Mr. Black. And, Freddy's offering a service here. Your legs and crotch are itchy for the rest of the day. Jibbly, 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 jibbly. You've been in high school for very long, and you have gotten lost in the halls. Well, you haven't been in high school for very long and gotten lost in the halls. You ask another older student if he knows where your class is. Because your social skills are so good, you have no trouble gaining sympathy and getting directions to your class. Nice. I didn't have to make any choice there. The teacher asks for a volunteer from the class to help an Italian exchange student, Lola, help to learn English. You can. Let's volunteer. Wouldn't it be great if Lola were this incredible-looking, sexy, wild, uninhibited Italian fox? It would be, but as it turns out, Lola is rather ordinary-looking. Do you? Let's stick it through. We volunteered. Let's do it. Because it turns out Lola has a... I mean, no, wait, sorry. So it turns out Lola has a really great personality. She becomes a good friend. We still with Henrietta? Yeah. Steady with Henrietta, stress level too high. What? Stress level's too high. Do I need to go on a date? No? I think I need to have fun. My stress level's high. In an attempt to win the heart of your latest love, you decide to write her a poem that will melt her very soul. You labor for hours, and then reveal to her the product of your endeavor. Let's continue. The ocean whispers softly of bringing you so near. I'd love to pick some flowers and place them in your chestnut hay. A bit corny, but she loves it, you romantic fool. Henrietta loves it. I only have $5. I don't know how to do this one. Christina Ferber got a little wild playing spin the bottle at a friend's house yesterday. Okay. As a result, your neck looks like it was stung by a pack of wild hornets. As you walk out of the bathroom, Dad inquires with the curious-looking marks. Must be embarrassed and tell the truth. Family relations are good. Your truthfulness makes them even better. Dad knows where you got the mark and might have even been embarrassed when he asked. Even though he trusts you, he feels the responsibility of keeping you out of trouble as much as possible. These talks will probably never prevent you from doing what you really want to do, but they can make you think twice about some things. How old are we now? We're 15. Let's do this one. Let's not do this one. Let's not do this one either. Everything's about sex anymore. Your friends all go to the shore for a beach party. It's late at night. One of your friends has a suggestion. He says, "Let's go skinny dipping." Yeah, let's be shy and keep our clothes on. Just because we're a good boy doesn't mean we wanna show off the goods. Like most daring fantasies that come up during adolescence, everyone has big ideas, but few follow through with them. Several people actually go skinny dipping, but almost everyone keeps their clothes on. Keep your clothes on. Can we get a job yet? Need a job. Let's work in McDonald's. I'm sorry, you have all the qualifications, but this position has already been filled by someone else. Their regular job openings. Please try again. Apply for a job. Let's clerk in a drugstore. I'm sorry. Ticket taker, movie theater. I'm sorry. Trucker's helper. I'm sorry. Assistant in law office. Yay! I'm working. Law office assistant. My stress level is still really high, though. High school. An upperclassman thinks it's a good idea to see if you can fit into the top part of the locker. He begins by picking you up and placing your head in the small square area. Go limp and make believe he killed you. It works! He gets nervous and puts you back down on the floor. After he discovers you are not injured, he gives you a wedgie. A wedgie, as the kids call it. In case you have never been on the receiving end of a wedgie, that is when someone grabs you by the elastic band in your underwear and lifts you off the floor. This firmly roots the underwear in a very uncomfortable position, as well as putting a tight squeeze on the family jewels. It's been a very long time since I've gotten a wedgie. I'm glad. Mr. Andre, your French teacher, who everyone in school claims is gay, blind. They think he's gay. Watch out! Watch. They think he's gay, but it turns out he's actually blind. He has asked for your help cleaning up his office after school today. He asks you in front of your whole group of friends, who begin to look at one another and make faces. What will you do? Let's help him. This makes you the subject of unbearable teasing. In his office, there's a picture of his wife and his daughter, Monique, who is a beautiful young girl about your age. He explains that she goes to a private school. You comment how pretty she is. Mr. Andre smiles and offers to invite you over so you can meet. Ooh la la. Am I still with Henrietta? Yeah, I'm still in with Henrietta. I'm afraid Henrietta's gonna leave me. What? Okay. A couple of your friends have convinced someone to purchase a bottle of very cheap wine. They are excited about the idea of getting drunk. Oh, cheap wine? No. Just walk away. Just walk away. Let's be the man here. Failure to conform to peer pressure makes you emotionally stronger, but pulls you outside of this peer group. Your social status suffers, but sometimes that is the price you pay for being an independent, free-thinking person. Can we go on another date with Henrietta? How old are we now? 15. Let's have another high school experience. You're starving, and the cafeteria line seems to be moving very slowly. Today's menu includes meatballs, bread balls, cardboard, pizza, and the chicken, mystery of the unknown meat, pies. About the only things edible seem to be the French fries and the white powdered donuts. Take a portion of the fries, but by the time you get to the cash register, you've already finished them. You can pay for the fries. We're a good boy. It's a good thing you didn't. Try to sneak through. You didn't. Okay, I misread. It's a good thing you didn't try to sneak through. Millie, the cafeteria lady, can smell French fry breath from 200 yards away. That's a superpower. She should be in the X-Men. You were on the school bus on a class field trip, getting cozy with Henrietta. Let's just cuddle. You call that cuddling? An octopus with 5 extra arms could be more tactful. You're a cat. Okay, it's another high school experience, right? Your grade on your last science test was terrible. Today after school, Mr. Hinckley is offering a help session for those who did poorly. Your dilemma, should you go for the help session or to an after-school party at your friend's house? Let's get some help. Mr. Hinckley is 10 minutes late. Will you stay? It turns out Mr. Hinckley's a bit of a flake. He forgot all about the help session he offered and went home right after school. You can go to the party after all. Let's do this. Mr. Black is the most hated teacher in the entire school. He is an ex-Marine drill sergeant who teaches gym class. Recently, he made every guy in your entire class do 100 push-ups just because someone sneezed funny. A couple of the kids are planning to get back at him by slashing his tires. The plan is to meet outside after school. One person will watch while the others will cut through the tires. I'm not going to do that. We don't need to slash a man's tires because he made us do push-ups. What the heck, you guys? Explains it. We're 16. Henrietta has just won an all-expenses-paid trip for two to a fantastic ski resort in Vermont. She's invited you to go along with her. There is only one problem. Henrietta's parents absolutely refuse to allow their daughter to take an overnight trip with anyone of the opposite sex. What will you do? Let's do this. Have a good time. It's very sensitive of you. You feel that stirring up a conflict now would only spoil the trip for Henrietta. If the two of you stay together and eventually get married, you will have plenty of opportunity to travel together. See, there we go. You and Henrietta are both thinking through your decisions about going to college. Henrietta wants to go to college that's a very strong pre-veterinary program. There are none in the area. Making that college would mean that she would need to travel a great distance. You wouldn't see each other for long periods of time. Which of these things reflects your feelings on this? Mixed feelings. It's obvious. There's no way you, if you really care for her, you're gonna have mixed feelings about that. Your ambivalence pulls you in two directions at once. You want to please yourself by having Henrietta with you, and you want to please Henrietta by supporting her decision to go away to college. This is not something that you can work out in one short episode. It's a difficult problem to resolve. You think about it. Is it worth trying to tie Henrietta down close to you if it means the possibility that she will resent you for later on? Exactly. Okay. So I guess there's no more of these until we're out of high school. Mrs. Harnar, your English literature teacher, is getting on in the years. Everyone knows that she's a bit hard of hearing. Whenever she gives you a test, people can whisper to one another without the slightest chance of being heard. On today's test, everyone seems to be cheating. There are two answers that you do not know. Will you do your own work? That's what I'm going to do. Because you didn't cheat, you get those 2 questions wrong, and your grade is lower. People who did cheat think you were foolish. Well, they're foolish. That's the truth. They're foolish. Don't cheat, kids. You are still new to high school. An upperclassman offers to sell you a discount pass to the school swimming pool for only 50 cents. He claims proceeds will go to charity. Do you buy the tickets? Look at that again. No. School doesn't have a swimming pool. I'm sure you have guessed. Your school doesn't have a swimming pool. Xiong Li is a new Chinese student who can barely speak English. He appears awkward, but is not aware of modern styles of dress and is a bit clumsy. Everyone in school has begun to make fun of him. Be sympathetic. We're a nice guy. You approach him, and with tremendous difficulty try to make conversation. He seems very shy and self-conscious about his communication difficulties. Your friends think you are stupid for wasting your time with them. It seems hopeless that the 2 of you will ever be able to understand one another. You can keep trying. Keep trying! I can see a new horizon! Okay, stop. Months pass, and Xiong begins to learn English very quickly. Just think how long it would take you to learn Chinese if the other way around. As soon as he is able to express himself, he tells you that he appreciates your sympathy and friendship. You made a lifelong friend. It's wonderful. Your friends ask you if you would like to be in a rock group. Let's do it. Let's be excited about the idea. Start planning. Let's do it. You are first tasked to come up with a suitable name for the group. There are several suggestions. Choose the one you like best. The Cabbage Heads! Sounds like a fitting name for a talent of your caliber. Now you must choose a position in the band. I can't be the singer. Let's be lead guitar, though. Fine, Maestro. Do you want to be... Let's be the band leader. Let's do it. You certainly have the intelligence needed for this kind of responsibility. Under your leadership, the band makes terrific progress. In the coming months, you win $300 in a Battle of the Bands contest. Roll call! Yeah! You've forgotten your new class schedule. Will you... Let's go to the office and get a new one. They don't have a copy of it either. The computer's broken. You have to sit in the office and keep yourself out of trouble until the computer's working again. Well, that's fun. Your home economics teacher, Mrs. Eschbach, is upset that no one seems to be paying any attention to her. Most of the students in the class are completely berserk. Matt has just made a dough bomb and hurled it across the room. Larry stole a frog from science class and covered it with melted chocolate. You're behaving relatively mildly, but just laughed hard at the fact that Jimmy spilled some flour on the front of Jeanette's shirt and tried to brush it off. All of a sudden, Mrs. Eschbach singles you out and sends you to the principal's office. What will you do? Let's go down to the office. Let's just do what she says. You're on your way down to the office when it occurs to you that no one will know that if you just walk around the halls for a little while, hang around in the bathroom, and walk out. Let's go to the office. Do what she said. You wait outside the principal's office while the secretary, Miss Grungy Grudney, announces your request for a meeting. The principal is fed up with Mrs. Eschbach dumping all her problems on him. He sends you back to class. Let's do this one. Livingston, a foreign friend from Jamaica, asks you over to his house for dinner. Your first course is an interesting-looking kind of soup. You take a sip and find it delicious. You inquire, what kind of soup is this? Livingston's mother replies with a proud smile on her face. Turtle soup. Let's be open. Let's try to eat all the soup. Let's do it. Your willingness to experience new things is remarkable. Besides, those little pieces of meat taste just like chicken. Your adventurousness delights Livingston's mom, who shows you pictures of her island and tells you about its people and customs. Intellectual sphere rises. How much money you got? Making good money. Mr. Harvey, Steve Harvey, is a school guidance counselor who is kind and helpful to all the students. After 30 years of faithful service in school, he is leaving. Your teacher requests a donation for a present. Will you contribute? Yes. How generous. Any amount would be fine. How much will you contribute? $5. $5 whole dollars. Much appreciated. I mean, I got thousands of dollars right now. It's time to pick up your new locker assignment. How exciting! You can... Let's keep my old locker. Old Faithful. The person in the locker next to you has switched. Your new neighbor is a jock who sweats all over the floor and dents the lockers for fun. Duh. A group of kids you hardly know have just made fun of you. Usually, this might not bother you, but lately you've been feeling down in the dumps about a lot of things. Your physical appearance has been disappointing you. Your family has been giving you a hard time about almost everything. No one seems to be saying or doing anything positive towards you. You have a bad case of the blues. Alright, let's find B.B. King. Where's he at? Be depressed. Because, I mean, that's what it says. Let's talk to someone. You like to talk to. Let's talk to a friend. Let's talk to Dad or something. Your family's understanding and supportive. They don't actually tell you anything magical, but it lifts your spirits to know that they care enough about you to listen. John, a very close friend of yours, has been very depressed lately. Everyone's depressed. You've seen him moping around the halls at school, keeping to himself. One day while you're running an errand for a teacher on the top floor of the building, you see a shadow swaying on the school roof. You peer through the designs in the glass window panel, straining to see what's happening out there. Now, it's probably obvious what's going on here. I don't know if I have ever... Okay, I'll get to that. It's John. You call out to him and discover that he's planning to jump off. He wants you to go away and make believe you didn't see him. He starts talking about wanting to be at peace. He refers to rock stars who have died, and how he will get a chance to be with them. Suddenly, while he is talking, John loses his footing and begins to fall off the roof. He's able to grab onto the flagpole that is attached to the side of the building. He looks frightened and begins to cry. Yourself. The kind of calmness you are trying to project is not part of your personality. You expend so much energy trying to appear calm that you act ineffectively. Your friend falls to his death. I don't think I've ever been able to save him. I'm sure it's probably because I'm doing the same thing over and over again. But I've never been able to save him, sadly. Hold on. 16. So we got a little over a year left before we're an adult. And calmness is 15%, so yeah. Wish I could bring up my stats in the middle of these things. Okay. No more high school modules. Let's go on an adventure. Cindy Lewis is a girl you had a crush on for a very long time. The girl we tried to play doctor with. A friend of hers tells you that Cindy told her that all she dreams about is going out with you and being with you. There's only one problem. Cindy has a boyfriend and you are currently seeing someone. Yeah, Henrietta. I love Henrietta. I love her. Let's see if I can get engaged with her. After a long and serious talk with her parents, Henry decides the two of you are too young to be engaged right now. Yeah. Let's just wait until we're 18. Adult. Once we're an adult, let's do that. Another adventure here. A prestigious school fraternity, Lhasa Apsa, is seeking new members. Pledges. Would you like to join? Continue means yes. No, I don't need to be a frat boy. Come on, dude. Okay. You and a friend are hanging around in the bathroom together. Your friend takes out some magic markers and begins to write on the walls. He asks if you want to write something. What will you do? Just tell him you don't want to get in trouble. He calls you a sissy and proceeds to write your name and telephone number all over the walls. Sometimes friends can be such jerks. That's not a friend there. That is not a friend, kids. That young man is not a friend. You're at your first rock concert with your friends. Let's continue. Midway through the concert, someone passes you a joint, tells you it's okay to take some. No, it's not. No, it's not. That is not okay. It's not okay at all, kids. No. You're still much too young to buy liquor, but your friends want to get wasted tonight. They plan on waiting outside the liquor store and asking older customers to buy it for them. Not interested. Find something else to do. You don't seem to be interested in this kind of experience right now. Intellectual and physical spheres rise. Early in the evening, a friend's mother appears mysteriously at the door and asks to speak to your mother. From another room, you hear the woman say that you have been a bad influence on her son, that your mother should try harder to raise you the right way. Her complaints, by the way, are totally unjustified. First, you barely know her son, and second, he is the biggest juvenile delinquent in town, without your help or anyone else's. Let's be calm and talk with Mom. You're obviously confident that this woman is not being totally accurate. You guess that your mother won't believe a word of what she is saying. Naturally, she doesn't. You chose the most mature set of responses. You just mustered up the courage to ask Faith Morgan, voted the hottest bod of the century by fellow classmates. What about Henrietta? Out on a date. She looks you up and down, rolls her eyes, and says, "Be real. Unflappable. Walk away." Your guts may be turning, but outside you stay cool, calm, and collected. You're confident, but rejection is hard to take at your age, no matter how well adjusted you are. You'll probably meet someone who can appreciate these things in you, Henrietta. When you do, Faith becomes interested in you and tries to steer you away. What? Remember this. On your chance, remember the husband. Okay. Resist her. Good choice. This girl is only interested in guys she can't have. You're still with Henrietta? Yes, we are. Stress levels are down. Let's see. You are currently madly in love with a girl who is having a birthday next week, Henrietta. You're trying to think of what to give her. She has hinted about a very expensive piece of jewelry that would just wipe out your life savings if you chose to buy it for her. Let's try to think of something else. We don't need to do that. You buy her soap dish and some hand towels with some tacky oriental design on them, which were on sale in the salvage warehouse. She is less than impressed. You are given the brush off, but we're still with Henrietta, right? What? What the heck? We were already with Henrietta. What? We were just with her! The school goofed it up! Why'd you do that? I actually skipped. I still love this. Yeah. But Henrietta! Henrietta, please! Henrietta, please! Henrietta! She accepted? Okay, we're back with Henrietta. We're back with her. Oh, let me know. I'm nearly 18, so this might be the last one here. Let's try to become engaged, Henrietta. We're too young. Let's not. Your dad's boss thinks you're a fine young man. He'd be honored if you would consider escorting his lovely daughter, Matilda, to the company dinner dance. Okay, let's do it. Let's be nice. This is a very open-minded set of choices. You arrive at the country club waiting to meet your dad's boss's daughter. All of a sudden, this movie star walks up to you. Your eyes glaze, your mouth gets dry, and you must concentrate very hard to prevent your tongue from dropping out of your mouth. Could this be Matilda? Nope. It's just some lady who thinks you work there, parking cars. Matilda arrives complete with braces, pigtails, and a squeaky laugh. As night goes on, you find out she's not so bad. Dad gets a raise the following week. Now about the company picnic next month. We still with Henrietta? Yes, we are. We're 18 now. Let's become engaged. Too young. Still too young. Your dad decides he wants to have a long talk with you about college. In his talk, he advises you to do all the things you think you would like to do least. In this talk, he advises you to do all the things you think you would like to do least. Okay, he suggests careers that you couldn't see yourself doing in a million years. He talks about colleges that seem dull and uninteresting. Say, son, you ever thought about going to a military college? You get the distinct sense that he's already planned the next 8 years of your life for you. At this point, you may not be sure if you want to go to college at all. Well, in this day and age, you're going to have to. Okay, let's be calm and listen quietly. He's trying to help us out. We appreciate it. He's trying to help us. This is a time in your life when you should be taking some of the responsibility for what you're going to do with the rest of it. Perhaps you are letting yourself be guided a bit too much. These are the things you want to do, fine. You are going to have to learn to make decisions on your own someday. An ad in the paper says, wanted young adults 15 to 20 for acting modeling jobs. Ask for Rod. Let's do it. Apply for the job. Rod seems very interested in you and gives you an appointment for an interview. An interview. When you arrive at the place where the interview is to be held, you notice that it is a bare apartment with almost no furniture, just a mattress and an old desk with a phone on it. This is pretty sketchy. Let's leave. place could only have meant bad news. We're still alive, officer? Yes, we are. Let's have another adventure. You're driving on a deserted road when you begin to wonder just how fast the car will go. Let's not. Sounds like a bad idea. One of the older kids in school takes you aside and offers you a quick way to make money by dealing drugs. Nothing too heavy or dangerous, according to him. All you have to do is deal some pot and a few ludes. Not interested. Won't do it. Tells you you passed up the opportunity to make some easy money. He is caught dealing 3 weeks later, but nothing much happens to him. 3 months after that, you read that he was jailed in South America during a drug-related incident. It escalated quickly. You are annoyed because your father doesn't seem to be paying attention to what you say these days. You'd appreciate it if he would treat you more like a person. While you are trying to explain this to him, he begins correcting your grammar. Let's be assertive, not angry. You know, Dad, this is a perfect example. I'm trying to express myself right now, and you are putting me down by correcting my English. Your dad is taken aback by your assertiveness, and is forced to examine his own behavior. He realizes that he's been unfair to you and apologizes. The two of you gain a mutual respect for one another. A cousin of yours asks if you would like to inherit his weight set. Yes. Gotta lift, bro. You are the type of person who sticks with his interests. You build up your body, increasing strength and definition. A group of girls at school have begun referring to you as the bod. Physical and social characteristics increase. Are we still with Henrietta? Let's try to become engaged again. We're still too young. What the heck? We're only 18. All your friends are skipping class, and they want you to come along too. Nope, going to class. According to your status sheet, you are not the type of person who would usually pass up this kind of adventure. No? Were you there when I turned down drugs and alcohol? Perhaps you are beginning to accept responsibility a bit more. Intelligence, trustworthiness, and family characteristics show moderate increases. Some of your friends are going to the city this weekend to get tattooed. I don't need one, because I'm very indecisive. You just saved yourself a lot of unnecessary pain. And also, when this game was made, tattoos weren't as popular as they are now. You are shopping in a men's clothing store. A pretty girl keeps looking over at you, whispering to her friend and smiling. Continue. You walk over to her, introduce yourself. She eyes you up and down, stopping at all the strategic points. Let's stop now. Let's not. Henrietta! You were still with her. You were still with Henrietta. Sweet, sweet Henrietta. You're hanging around at your friend's house. There's nobody home but you and he. Your friend goes in the parents' bedroom and emerges with a small yellow box. He opens the box and shows you his father's gun, a chrome revolver. Curious, it's a cool gun. You touch the gun. It's bright silver. It's cold. You run your hand up and down the barrel. Let's put it down now. You give it back to your friend, who shows you how to load it. Shows you how you would load it. He makes you swear that you'll never tell anyone he took the gun out. He puts it back. Your friends have gone out for the night. You and two friends are sitting around with nothing to do. One of your friends asks, what kind of booze do you have in your parents' house? No. Let's suggest something else to do, man. You know this would be a stupid thing to do. You will almost surely get caught. Intellectual and thoughtfulness characteristics increase. When are we out of high school? When are we out of adolescence? Okay, I guess this might be the last one. Maybe. A close friend of yours has been showing up everywhere drunk lately. Although he seems to function well at his after-school job, people are beginning to talk about him. So be concerned. Try to help him straighten out. He denies that he has any problem. I insist that he does. He gets angry at you and calls you names. Keep insisting. Your concern about your friend is admirable. It shows that you are sensitive to the amount of danger he is in. Unfortunately, there is no way to help people like this. Denial is one of the strongest defenses alcoholics have on their side. If he ever chooses to get straightened out, it will have to come from himself, and himself alone. And you've just passed through the adolescence phase of life. Family life can be very rough during adolescence. Even though your family expects you to take charge of your life, no one wants to let you have the freedom to do what you want. Judging by your progress through life so far, your family life has been quite good, all things considered. Family members can be pains, but no one seems to mind it when you overhaul your hair for 3 hours every morning in the bathroom. Physically, you have been a very healthy young man. Your body image may have been a little bit of a concern to you during this phase, but you seem strong physically. Socially, this phase of life does present its share of problems. Most of these problems fall into the category of girls. Life must have been pretty simple before they showed up. Your social adjustment to this phase of life has been remarkable. You're developing a relationship with Henrietta so you can see how tricky things can get. Now, regarding your emotional development, you're a remarkably trustworthy young man. This trait is bound to take you far, emotionally and vocationally. You are developing into the type of adult that people can confide in. Unfortunately, the burden that comes along with this characteristic is the tendency for people to tell you their problems. Positive aspect of your adolescence is the ability to resist temptation and not give in to your impulses. Since adolescence is a time for testing limits, this can get some people into some pretty dangerous situations. On the other hand, leading too much of a sheltered life can be boring. You're taking life pretty seriously, aren't you? While you are far from depressed, it sometimes seems that you don't always strive to be the happiest person you can be. Even though an occasional explosive outburst is common in most adolescents, you seem to have everything well under control. You seem to be sensitive and gentle. You certainly have a good head on your shoulders. You are not only book smart, you also have plenty of common sense. Now that your adolescence is almost over, it's time to be hurled out into the abyss of the real world. I'll bet you didn't know that everything you did so far was part of the fake world. Okay, so next episode we'll be doing young adulthood. So we just went through Simon's adolescence, and now we're going to go into his young adulthood next episode. Thanks for watching. See you then.